We have a new mission here. Jersey Cape Diagnostic just reached out to us. They want us to do a complete website overhaul. That's going to include making their site more efficient for them. In particular, what they sell is beach badges. Not that popular in New York, but in New Jersey and other states, especially those with the lakes, this is a really big kind of thing. A lot of people like to get beach tags annually because it has a really nostalgic kind of effect. And I think this is going to be a really fun project for us because not only do we have to create an e-commerce solution that is very drag and drop in its ability to customize, but also kind of be creative in how we're going to connect with that feeling of nostalgia in this project. Yeah. Now, one of the first steps in the design process is what we call site architecture. Site architecture allows us to sit down with our clients and understand what type of pages and content that needs to be included within the actual design itself.
We wanted to condense your tabs a bit because the website's just a little unorganized, and we want to kind of focus on like everything that you guys have: the program, services, shop. So for the nav bar, we were thinking of having the logo as the home page, and then you'd have the about, and then the programs, and there's a typo in one of them, but one of them will be services, and then the shop and contact, and then I'm going to work on the cart and account profile pages.
So essentially, and what you see here, these would be the tabs at the top on the actual nav bar. And your logo is going to fit someplace in the middle, and that would actually point back to your home page. Before starting any major website project, it's really important that you get together with your team to write down the exact content and pages that are going to be needed to be designed and developed.
I had to go through their site, like what content they had, what information they had for us to use. So I kind of course, used their old copy. They didn't have a lot of content, so we kind of just did a few pages of their products and services, and then they wanted to vamp up their shop, which is actually why they asked us to do this project. They want to have their badges, and they want to include more accessories and other products into their site.
So, but what couldn't we do this with sizes and our stock imagery? Like we could have like a beach ball stock things at least. So we're not using it until we work that situation out. I like the idea of seeing the shape with an image, some image on it, so that like as you're selecting your shape layout, you're seeing it with some image before putting your own, or like kind of found your way through. Right. Like
I think that's possible,
yeah.
Honestly.
Once we have a solid architecture down, we move on to what's called a user flow. Now, by creating a user flow, we can pretty much visualize out for the client in a very basic format of how the user is going to navigate through their website.
We wireframe, we show the UI to the client because we need them to understand why we're making these web pages for them, maybe why or why not, like why would they need this page, why, and where each link would go to. Like when you click on shop, like it would lead to the shop page, and then it goes to the product description. Where would it go after that? So it's all just having the client understand the layout, the backbone of their site, where everything leads to and goes back to. For their badge site, they're gonna have a customizer, like a page that they're able to customize their keychains, their badges. Like you'd be able to drag and drop images, text.
This is actually what it could look like even before they get to the customizer. So let's just say they had to like pick a shape or something like that. They could do that in like a product screen beforehand. It can tell them different products that they may like. And again, this might not come in until you guys have more of a broader line, but this is like what your product page kind of could look like.
They really want the customizable module to be a big part of their online shop. So that was the big challenge for us.
Second fight.
We are moving into the development stage for Jersey Cape, doing a custom e-commerce site for them on WooCommerce. Should be good. We'll be hearing from Dan about that.
So the most exciting part about this project, I think, was just bringing this amazing design to life. So the website has a really great beach theme, so it was cool to, add all the elements onto the site to give the site some life, and it was cool seeing it go from a blank page to a beautiful looking website. Design and development, I believe, is both art and science. So the design aspect is clearly art, but to make the art actually become usable, you have to do some science, you got to do some coding, you got to do a lot of thinking to actually make the design go from a Photoshop document to a web page. Jersey Cape actually has a customizer feature, so people could go onto the site and customize their own beach badge. It was definitely a challenging aspect of the site because there's just so many combinations of badges that you could have. So you could have a custom background color, you could have a custom shape. So getting all of those combinations into the system was definitely the biggest challenge of this site. When we were just looking at all of these combinations, we thought that we'd have to go into the system ourselves and basically type in every combination. But what I did was I created a script to kind of automate that process.
Dan doesn't have to hard code this. Like you say, the code is there and he just places it. You know what I mean?
Alright, cool then.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
This cuts down literally hundreds of development hours for us.
That definitely made our lives a lot easier.
So today we're launching Jersey Cape, and honestly I'm just ecstatic to see how this project has come together. It's been 3 months in the works, and really we've taken this project from a kickoff meeting where we had to understand this really interesting niche brand to trying to convince and successfully convincing and collaborating with the executives that were assigned to this project on our client side about really taking on that beach brand vibe and kind of taking that and running with it and just owning that culture, making it on our website as well. So, I'm just really excited to see how everything came out, and now that we're going to launch this site, just to see how people are going to react in general. Building a custom website and a custom design, it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort. The design process here at Mission Disrupt is really data-driven, taking a look at not only the analytical programs like Google Analytics that we have in place to see where users are flowing, but also, putting in heat maps, for instance, to see where users are actually clicking on the site. We take all of that into consideration when we're designing, and Jen did a really good job of translating the data and the direction that I gave her and putting it to a layout that I think is just going to really work for not only the client but the client's users, which is the most important thing that could happen. On the development side, there were some snags that we ran into, but we created solutions that help make our life easier. For instance, making scripts to help automate some tasks, switching over to a fully customized theme, which we felt it would just be easier for us. It wouldn't limit our creative ability. It wouldn't limit the amount of things that the client would be able to do, or potential bugs that are in the future. So those type of controls and that type of thinking is really important when you're building a site like this. It's been a pleasure to work with Jersey Cape to really help them make their vision come to life. The way that they were able to just let us come in and be those brand experts for them to help envision something that maybe they didn't have in mind at first, but how open they were about it and how they just let us own that process in collaboration with them. And I feel like we've just built this really awesome product. This is just a little glimpse of what we're doing here at Mission Disrupt every day. Yeah, so feel free to subscribe, leave comments in the box below, and we'll catch you guys next time.